Hello folks, Brandon Chapman with you today, here for a TheoTrade video for July 20th. Today, you could think about early, it looked like the dispersion trade. At the end of the day, it was the dispersion fade. I'll tell you exactly what I mean by that. Notice the S&P was higher on the session. We actually ended up finishing lower. What was creating a higher market at the open? It was the dispersion trade. Well, what's the dispersion trade? All you got to do is look at NVIDIA. Stock was up nearly 2% at one point today before fading into the close and finishing up a paltry 0.25%. What was fueling the early strength? It was the dispersion trade. Well, what's the dispersion trade really do? Essentially, you have those betting on NVIDIA outperforming the rest of the market, and a lot of its periphery was in there as well. So as you look at this, how do they bet on NVIDIA outperforming? They buy calls. Now, if we go to the trade tab today, the put to call ratio earlier in the session was about 0.48. We finished about 0.58. Looks like more put calls were sold than bought, but in reality, when you're actually digging in early in the session, the vol skew is pretty positive, meaning that the volatility is rising as we went out of the money. Now the market's closed, spread have widened out. We're looking at 0 DTE. We can't really reflect that currently, but we had a positive volatility skew reflective of buying short-term calls. Now, as we go back to the stock here again, this led to what? Creating upward lift. It's called a gamma squeeze, right? You see a lot of call option buying. We're pressuring the stock to the upside, buying to open rather. The market maker or dealers having to hedge by buying stock. And what's the other part of the dispersion trade? Well, it's selling options on the S&P 500 or SPX. So how do we know that they were selling options on SPX? Well, just look at the VIX. If we look at the VIX today, notice the VIX was actually finished at basically down 0.12, despite the fact the S&P was off 0.6% today. And so you notice we were down much more on the VIX earlier in the session, touching at about 17.5 before coming back up again as the market faded late in the day. And so what happens is what contributes to the dispersion. You're selling put options, for example, on the S&P 500. You're buying calls on NVIDIA. And this is reflected also by looking at VIX EQ. So while the VIX was down, the average volatility on the average stock, cap-weighted average stock, was actually modestly higher. It was much, much higher earlier in the session. Again, we faded towards the close as that dispersion trade reversed and faded later in the session. So what happened is we look at DSPX, which takes the difference between the VIX and the VIX EQ, the component volatility. Notice again, we saw rising dispersion, and we did finish higher in the session, but ultimately off the highs as the difference between the VIX and the component volatility, VIX EQ, narrowed significantly, and we finished just modestly higher as far as the dispersion. So that's the fade. And as we think about NVIDIA, we've seen these kind of one-day dispersion trades reverse. We saw it back here, for example, there, on, off, sort of on, way off, and then today, on and off all in the same day. We couldn't actually see NVIDIA really finish strongly like we did back on the 8th or back on the 10th or even on the 14th. So today we saw that dispersion fade, not the next day, but really over the course of the trading session. And as you're looking at SPX or SPY, I'll look at SPY here. We'll go to a one-day 5-minute chart. So today I was kind of breaking down the GEX, so the gamma exposure, and we're looking at areas, and we're using this vol suite that we've developed for a TheoTrade customer. We're going to be launching here shortly. But the point is that you notice down here 740 is a significant gamma level. Well, we were in gamma or negative gamma all the way up until about 749, 750 it flips, and above 751 we got positive. And so when we're in positive gamma territory, the dealer's selling into strength and buying into weakness. In negative gamma territory, they're selling into weakness and buying into strength. Negative gamma exacerbates volatility. And so because in the S&P 500, we know they sell calls and buy puts generally, we know the gamma exposure or gamma structure, and then we don't have really, again, we can just understand the levels. So 745 was significant. And I set up a trade earlier today for members of TheoTrade, which I do most days, using gamma exposure. And we were kind of on here right around this level, and we're looking at 745 as being significant. So what was the trade? Well, the trade was if we break 745 and we form a lower high, which happened right there, it's time to go short. In this case, buying a 743 and selling a 741. Now, we did see it go against us for a moment. We tested 745, rejected it there. And by towards the end of the session, we tested as low as 741.51. The target's to get in for 60, which you could have done out at a buck, 67% gain if you took it. Again, that you'd have been out somewhere in this candle right there at around about 50 minutes before the close. So the point is the gamma structure, or the gamma exposure, lets us know where to take risk. And again, this provided a very great setup on a break of 745 and basically just staying bearish all the way into the end of the session. And we'll notice in some post-market activity, we saw a breakdown here, and now we're pushing towards 740, which really opens the door for tomorrow. How is the market going to position? Now, if we open up tomorrow about 741, the difficulty is we found most of our trading session up here about 744. It's probably not likely, if we look at tomorrow's expiration, that we're going to see much exposure being built on the call side really up until about 745. And you notice all the volume here is really sitting about 745. We have much, much less down here. And really, we have more on the call side, the put side, at 745 or less. So we'll see how much of this translates to open interest tomorrow. But if we open up below 745, there's a decent chance we might be really in a chance to see some downside volatility, especially off the open, and see a lot of pressure if that pressure is not realized overnight. Because again, if we aim to the downside, we're in a negative gamma regime. It's going to continue to push and pressure to the downside. As we go towards Friday's expiration, or the 24th of July, as we look at the current structure for this week, again, we're really thin on the call side below 742. Really, it's not until about 745 we start to build there. And even at that, the put story is about 14,000. Now that 22,000 may see less open interest by tomorrow. Maybe it might be more. We're definitely building at 740, which right now we're not too far away from. So we really have a negative gamma structure developing, and the gamma for 1 day is significantly greater than 10 days. And by the end of the session, 1 day gamma might be 10 times that of 10 days out. So that's a big deal. So these shorter expirations, this is where we see a lot of the pressure. We're going to see this gamma exposure being built. And the reality is anything less than 743, probably even maybe 744, may likely be in negative gamma territory. So unless we see an upside gap tomorrow and really position ourselves up here where we have more positive gamma, it's likely we might see a lot more pressure to the downside tomorrow. And tomorrow could result in a pretty big or a pretty bearish day overall in the S&P 500. So this gap and fade today, not really closing above Friday's high, finishing near the lows. If we start to break away here, we could really see some big time selling. And as we start to look at the next levels, we got 730 picking up for tomorrow's expiration, 20,000 traded there. So we break 730, we could really be in trouble. But the chances are we might, and again, this is kind of out there, but look, we're 12 points away. That's less than 2%. We might find ourselves testing 730 tomorrow, unless we find some way to gap up here, probably north of 745, where the gamma is much more positive, and this will create a stabilization force for the market. And so again, a lot of unknowns here, but today was marked by an early dispersion trade that flipped to a dispersion fade. Now, it's not necessarily all bearish. So NVIDIA is obviously in that semiconductor space. Well, if we look at other stocks kind of tied to AI, I have my Ghost Prince Industrial and Technology watch list down here. Notice that BABA topped the chart here at 4.6%. Baidu was not too far back at 2.4%. These are Chinese internet, and they all have an AI presence. So if we kind of look at something that was transpired, I noticed today in the Block Hunter Surveillance Console, as I come in here and click on block trades, notice that if we sort by vol alert, that KWEB saw 14,000 contracts. And if I click on location, we'll see there was over 14,000 contracts traded at the ask. And so this is significant in that that's a big time institutional trade. And we're starting to build that negative gamma story for KWEB, not to the downside, but actually to the upside. And that's where you can see that upside pressure. And today finished relatively strongly for KWEB on those call options that were being bought. So for the market generally, if we're going bearish, probably NVIDIA tomorrow if the market's going to continue down. NVIDIA is probably going to continue to wind amongst other Mag 7 related companies. If we're going to go higher, NVIDIA is probably in a leadership role there. KWEB's likely going to be there. Among other Mag 7 stocks are showing relative strength, Mag 10 companies. But KWEB was up 2.35% today. And I walked through a strategy, an option trading strategy today during my time with TheoTrade in the main chat room to capitalize an upward move towards to $30. Really, we just need 29 plus in the next 30 days, and it would yield about a 70% gain. So KWEB's positioned strongly. Also, look, we're escalating the war right now in Iran. Maybe we're backing off, maybe we're not. But ACHR, that's Archer Aviation. Well, this is what? This is a drone-related company. Joby's another one, Joby Aviation. But ACHR today, and I'll just type the symbol up here so we can see what activity popped up on Archer today. I got to reset the filters. Oops. Try this again. ACHR. There was a lot of, and we're just going to flip this to look at stuff that's being bought and notice something here, right? We're seeing call, 5766. And again, we're seeing a lot of sizzle index. So we saw very high volume today at different points during the session, mostly on the call side, buying near the ask. And again, this is a stock that has relatively high short interest. The data's not showing there, but this has 3 squeeze bars. So again, this has a chance to see an upside short squeeze. But we know we have right now a gamma squeeze developing at the 5, 7, 6, and 6 strike between July 31st to August 21st. And as we look at where we finished today in ACHR, again, not all bearish, but a strong breakout here. Again, push towards 5.5, 6. This could create an upside squeeze. $7 may come relatively quickly on Archer or more. We've seen other big time short squeezes, gamma squeeze leading to short squeeze here. But again, a move towards 7 is not atypical for this company for a short squeeze gamma squeeze fueled short squeeze. The gamma squeeze caused by today's call option buying, the short squeeze, we squeeze the shorts. Both the market maker, dealer, and the shorts covering can lead to some pretty wild moves. $7 kind of that near-term target here for Archer. So again, playing out, it's not all bearish, but the tenor of the market right now is that we got some work to do overnight, and we really need to open up or gap open here to around that 750 plus level to really see the price hold and maybe have a chance to grind it out. If we finish lower, we could see some real downside volatility tomorrow. Well, folks, that's all I got for the video today. We'll catch you on next week for Monday's video from TheoTrade. Have a great one. Thank you.